Hey, what's going on, friends? So I want to share with you a story. I got off the phone with one of our clients, and he just had some questions about a particular topic, and I thought it might be helpful for you to learn more about it. All right, so here we go. You might be in a situation just like him in which you want to buy multifamily properties, right? And the reason being is because you want to exit your 9 to 5. So I was on the phone with one of our clients, and he was entertaining buying a residence, a personal residence, in which it was located in his backyard, not too far from where he currently lives. And he wanted to buy this property using the FHA mortgage. So that's the Federal Housing Administration. Okay. And that sounds attractive, the FHA. Why? Because at the time of recording, they only require a 3.5% down payment. And their credit criteria is less stringent, meaning it's easier to qualify for than going out there and trying to get an investment mortgage. Because an investment mortgage criteria or their qualifications may be a tad bit more stringent or a little tougher to qualify for. Okay. So he's entertaining that. He's like, hey, Juan Pablo, I want to go with an FHA. 3.5% down payment, and I know I can qualify. And I'd rather buy a property in my backyard so I could be that hybrid investor that you talk about in your other videos where I can live in one unit and rent out the other. So I said, okay, well, share with me some of your details about your backyard. And he said, okay, well, in my backyard, the purchase prices of properties, they range. I said, okay, well, let's get into some of the specifics. About, have you been on the market looking for properties? And he said, yes, in his backyard. I said, okay. And what's the price points? Where do they range from? He said 700,000 to 800,000. For how many units? Since you said you want to be that hybrid investor. So I know you're talking about 2 to 4 units, right? Because that's what FHA can approve you for, up to 1 to 4. But he said a hybrid investor, so he wants to live in one unit and then rent out the others. So it would be 2 to 4. And he said, yeah, somewhere between 2 and 4. I said, okay, let's run some numbers. Let's make the math easy, okay? And let's be very conservative as well. So are you telling me that you want to, at the high end, get a property worth $800,000, or at the low end, a duplex? So if you do the math, how much does that cost you per unit? He said $400,000. I said, man, with $400,000, man, you can buy every property in the state of Pennsylvania for that amount. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but the price per door is through the roof, no pun intended. So you might be living in one of those markets, right? Like the New York Cities of the world, the Miamis of the world, the Chicagos, the DCs, the LA, San Francisco, San Diego. You might be living in these expensive markets in which the price point is way too high. And you might be thinking, well, I want to buy a property in my backyard because I can easily manage it from a landlord perspective since I'm familiar with the area. And, I get to leverage this FHA, 3.5% down. I said, but hey, what is your ultimate goal? This is what I asked him next. So now we figured out his current situation. What is your ultimate goal? He said financial freedom in 3 years. I said, that's a great goal. That's a worthy goal. And guess what? That's an attainable goal. But let's backtrack a little bit. Do you think by you buying an $800,000 property is really going to help you expedite your process to getting a goal? He says, well, I'm not sure. How would I find that out? I said, good question. We got to do the 1% rule, okay? Which is as follows. The gross monthly rent should be 1% or greater than the purchase price. So I say, hey, if you're buying this property, this duplex for $800,000, and you apply the 1% rule, what should the gross monthly rents be? He did the math, at least $8,000 per month. I said, okay, so if you're buying a duplex, that means that each unit needs to cash flow $4,000 a month each. I mean, not cash flow, but actually produce $4,000 a month in rent. I said, is that the case? He says, no, not by a long shot. I said, okay, so does it make sense to buy a property in your backyard using FHA if your goal is to say goodbye to 9 to 5 and be financially free in the next 36 months? He said, not at all. And I said, that's the reason why we choose other markets in which you can get a property averaging 30 to 40,000 per door, not 400,000 per door. What's greater, 3.5% of 800,000 or a 20% down payment for a property you're buying for $80,000. Let's say the duplex would average $40,000 per door. You're buying 2 units, so that's $80,000. Well, I'm sure the math is easy, right? So that's why if you are living in one of these markets that are expensive, that it may be wise for you to find another market in which the price point of real estate, the cost per door, is more affordable. And of course, we're not just focused on affordability, but in safe markets that produce great returns as well. So if you're interested in learning more about real estate investing, because you might be in that same situation in which you just need strategy or you just need a game plan, you might need some training. Hey, we have a free training for you. All you have to do, my friend, is just check the link below in the description to learn more. All right, guys, that's my time. As always, to your success, continue to earn passively, live passionately. Peace.